Welcome back. We are in some. Oh yeah, we're still in this like theme park place. I am no longer the kidnapped, but somebody still is, and we need to figure out where they be. And I still suspect people. Well, less of a suspect. I was attacked by one of these guys, so we gotta figure it out. It sounds like there was 2 kidnappers, if my memory is correct. What do you have to say about this lady? Kay, I forgot your name. Man, I can't calmly do any stealing at all with all the detectives around. I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of law enforcement in the vicinity. It's alright. It's not like I'm in any hurry to steal just any old thing. Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more. Next step. So what are you going to do about your investigation into the kidnapping? Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated. Oh come on, you can't let that stop you. I'll even lend you a hand, let's go. But you're a self-reported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation. You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any old great thief, I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing. And what would that be? What is this one and only one thing you're after? The Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that is the truth. I see. Oh my god, flashback. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this, this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find out publicly disclosed evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent out to the mass media, along with a card with the mask of the 3-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor? But that can't be, can it? Well, that's everything from me. That's the wrong button. What about you, sir? Great job, detective. Sir! For losing sight of me and the kidnapper. Aye, sir. I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. This poor guy. But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm going to show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be. Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later? Agent Lang. Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup? Of course, sir. I think I would know the number to my own precinct like the back of my hand. Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents? That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that Wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. Agent Lang definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after? Next step, sir. I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir. Yes, what is it? Who is that? The girl over there, I mean. She is your replacement, sir. I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. Nani? Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant. Yeah, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me! So I've been like that forever. Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role. How could you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face? Poor. One day he shall receive a break. I'm taking her and getting her convicted and making... Well, she hasn't done anything yet. Like musical chairs, you better stay fast on your feet. No way. I will not lose the spotlight to you, girl. Lance, what are you, son? Who the hell are you? Well, I know all about your character just from this one still image. Well, not still, he is clearly moving. He's just counting money. Mr. Romano. Oh, Miles, my boy. I'm sorry to involve. Oh my god, he has a lot of money. I didn't see all the money strapped to his waist. For you, Mr. Romano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have yet to thank you for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office, and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system. No, no, no. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time. So who's the old man? He is the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano. Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor money dearly. I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano. Wait, hold on. Then, what happened to all that money? I believe the 1 million has been stolen and that the culprits are now on the run. Nani? Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up? Do I? Forgive me. The kidnapping. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time. Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy. I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano. You don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. I wish I could have recorded him saying that. He definitely should have, but not for the foolish sentimental. Lance. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again? How will telling you about Lance help you get him back? Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behavior. Very well then, Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He is very much like me when I was his age. Kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off of him. Is there anything else about him you noticed of late? Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver. Your butler? Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is. Oliver. Mr. Romano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon? As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him. So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave. What about his family and friends? They said they haven't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping? It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I had better keep in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Let's begin our investigation. Even if the Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by, twiddling our thumbs. I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin. Mr. Romano, it was my fault that the culprit escaped, which is why, with your blessing, I vowed to return Lance to you myself. Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before. Good luck to you, my boy. Alright, well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating. If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it. I mean, if I had to pick, I'd choose her. I like how he's just sitting in the back counting his money. Wild, Wild West area. So what should we examine first? Next stage of Lang, we can't leave this area, but the culprits were here only until very recently, which means we may be able to find some clues that will tell us how they escaped. Okay, let's get looking. Hey, you there. Who, me? What are you doing goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile. All precinct detectives are now under Agent Lang's direct command. No way! I'm not working for Wolf Boy. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something? I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police. Good, now let's go. They're dragging him away. Boy, have I got... Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that was exciting. Okay. What? Can't you tell I'm all ready to get down to some detective work? You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you. Oh, come on. I finally get to be your assistant and now you try to ditch me? I don't recall offering you the position. Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know? Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back. You're the only one asserting that. Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yanagarasu way. You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about. Fine, whatever, you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant Kay is going to tag along no matter what you say. Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. I might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. Spoke to you. Oop, what was this? Footprints. Okay, I thought I was investigating the drain. There's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here. I remember hearing rain fall out here while I was being held. Yep, it was just a passing rain. That's why the ground is already pretty much dried up. I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples. You know what? I bet if we follow them, we can find out where the kidnapper went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them because of the muddy shoes. I don't think it will be that easy. Why not? Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers. I'm going to assume the big ones. Because, like, these, like the little small ones that are going, like, left to right, those look like normal shoes. The ones going from, like, north to south and, like, branching southwest and southeast, those look like mascot feet. Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing. If only we knew, we'd be able to track the kidnappers from the footprints. You, what do you have to say? Excuse me, if you can let me through here. Sorry, I can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. I suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. Ha, I've got you now, you vile criminals. I think the kidnapper would have a better sense than to try to hide in this thing. Oh, come on, lighten up, will you? I was only joking. I don't really think the criminals will be hiding here right in front of two officers. I certainly hope not. It'd be kind of funny if it was. I want to pet the cat. Oop, what's these? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, isn't this one of those things you tie horses to? Yes, although the horses are in another location at the moment. Aw, and here I was hoping I'd get to ride one. You know how to ride a horse? Nope, never rode one in my life. But I have an Asian friend who was born in the year of the horse. Is that racist? I don't know. Oh. Non sequitur is the only way to describe your logic. If these were real, I wonder what you'd put in them. Water would be the obvious answer. But if you stored water in a barrel under the blazing hot sun, wouldn't it go bad? People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted. Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers. I mean, maybe they really like the strange taste. Luke is making fun of them now. Cactus. There's a blurb about the cactus here. This cactus is a very gracious gift to Gatewater land from the local police precinct. I can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place. So is the police department running a cactus farm on the side? Just kidding, they wouldn't do something so silly. Actually, I have the vague impression I've seen a cactus farm at the precinct before. You're not gonna let me through. Oh wait, hold on. More tracks. Tire tracks. So that means a car left in the garage at some time, right? Correct. But for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. What? Oh, I didn't even see the third one. I think we can also safely assume it's a special type of car. You're not going to talk to me. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme. They look so lifelike, don't you think? Are you thinking of wrangling, or rather stealing them? If you can coax them out of there, sure. Come on, I know you can sweet-talk them out. I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand, and they wouldn't bulge, Kay. God. I hate this thing. Like, I feel something vile building up in my stomach. Hey, it's the Blue Badger. Are you pulling out your phone to take a picture? Badger, get! I really don't understand why she's so excited over this badger. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside of there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw. He's doing that contorted, wriggling dance again. Aha! You've uncovered my undercover identity, sir. I was to remain under that head, sir. Aren't you Officer Meekins? Sir! Mike Meekins reporting for duty, sir. This man was a witness in one of the cases I headed 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches. Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth? I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? Uh-oh. Mike. Why are you standing here wasting time? Sir, because I'm not a police officer right now, sir. I'm the Blue Badger. And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids. That's never a waste of time, sir. I have a dream to become as big a detective as Detective Gumshoe, sir. I was patrolling the scorching borings beat until a little while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled that a kidnapper had escaped, sir. I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir. I rushed on over to join in, but when I got here, there was a sea of people already, and I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy onto anyone. It would seem that some people never change. The Blue Badger. So why exactly are you in that ridiculous costume? Sir, that's because, sir, I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir. But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer on the trail of kidnappers, sir. I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics. To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir. It's such an honor. Any clues? How long have you been standing here, officer? Sir, for about 1 little hour, sir. That's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious. And I've been here ever since, sir. If that's true, then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping. But however, sir, I must tell you I didn't see a thing, sir. I haven't asked you anything yet, officer. No, but I know you will, sir. He's hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist that you tell me more about your recent movements. Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it too. I patrolled the park all while wearing this costume, and about 1 hour ago I came over here, sir. I haven't seen any suspicious-looking people this whole time, sir, but I did see a badger, sir. A lone Blue Badger. What you said just now is contradictory to the facts. How so, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, he's the Blue Badger. Yeah, because he's the Blue Badger. Is that what it... This, no. No. Can I read what's on there? Yeah. Yeah, there's only one of each of the 4 family members wandering through the park. And he's current, and that one's the Blue Badger, right? Not Proto? Yeah. The one with the little sash thingy. Not the one with the creepy eyes. So, this one.
Take that!
Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement. Sir, of course, sir. If that's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor. This little patrolman will wait as long as I'm commanded to wait. You said that you saw a Blue Badger, correct? And yet if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each kind of badger in it at any given moment. Which means that as long as you are the Blue Badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another Blue Badger wandering the premises. Nani? Sir! That would mean that there are 2 Blue Badgers walking around, but why? I think that's everything from him. Now we've done a full lap. What can I piece together? That, with the second Blue Badger, because we know there was 2 missing, like, I think like every costume was in use except, yeah, that bottom right pink one. A second Blue Badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly the true identity of the person underneath is, oh I know, it's one of the kidnappers, right? The person wore a costume to get away. Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area, a Blue Badger, a Proto Badger, and a Bad Badger. Yes, those 3. So there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere. So are there 3 criminals? Yeah, because that's what I was saying earlier, that the big footprint was the costume footprint. Although there was only 2 sets, so we had 3 missing costumes with 2 sets. Oh wait, no, there was only... Wasn't there 1 costume in the area, just not in the box? Okay, so yeah, we're back to 2. If my memory is correct, there was 1, like, because it was like the badger head, like, sitting in the corner. Now that we know the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning. Oh, you mean now we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right? Yes, more than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of the badgers. Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting. I think it's pretty obvious which one. I think I found them. There are 2 sets here. They both do look like possible candidates. This set is walking off to the west. Ah, it just stops. Yeah, because it gets to the wood. You can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here. I think we can assume it's headed towards the stadium. I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got him! I got one of the culprits. Ah, no, I'm not a kidnapper, sir. Down, Kay. Clearly these footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But our criminals were each wearing a costume. Maybe they came over to this garage for something. That's what I would suppose. Officer Meekins, if you could step aside for a moment, we need to examine the garage. Sir, Roger Wilco, sir. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I don't have any more keys. Let's open the shutter, find out what we see. Maybe we'll find the kidnapper hiding inside. Rip. That's not who I'm looking for, is it? What in the... We seem to have stumbled across a dead body. She must be in severe shock to have been the first to find it. Now then, who is this man? It's Oliver! Okay, so that's the butler. Mr. Romano, are you saying that this man is... Yes, he's my butler. How could something like this have happened? Indeed, and why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I'd better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Lang or his men return. The kidnapper's footprints lead right to this garage, and right to a dead body. It is possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim. Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? In my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound. Okay. You sure are calm for someone who just found a body. It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. That's true. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, this car is still here, obviously. This is an unusually shaped pendant. What is it? Is it something valuable? She seems to have regained some of her composure. It looks like a horse pendant. It's got an antique feel about it, and it's really pretty. Hold on. This is made of platinum silver. Nice. It is worth something after all. Oh, and look. There's something written on the back. Colin Devore. It's a name. Colin Devore. But this man's name is... not that. As long as that Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one... oh, I didn't see the shoulder. One in the shoulder. So that means he was shot twice? No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is the entry wound and the one near his shoulder is the exit wound. Man. That shot far. Yeah, so you would have to be, like, up against him, pointing up. Unless he was shot by, like, a really, really small person. I know you can figure it out. It comes with experience, and I've seen my share of crime scenes. Speaking of experience, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. That's true, there's, like, no puddle of blood on the floor. I should make a note of this oddity. Nothing else? Oops. Oh, that's... I forgot that does the, what do I have here? I don't know what would be... So is that? The only thing I could think of would be the necklace. Because she said that there was a name on the back and it's not his. Because this is Oliver Deacon. Not like Colin, Faraday, or not Faraday, Faraday's the girl. Yeah, this is the only one I can think of. Eureka! Okay, good. There's something not right about the name on the pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon. But the name on the pendant is Colin Devore. I wonder what's up with that. I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. Mr. Deacon's pendant data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. Lance, what are you, sweetie? Excuse me, but you are? Badump. Oh, this is bad. Oh god, I want a ring pop now. He's really good looking. Ah, Stop it, Lauren. You can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him you're in love with. Sounds like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue. Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but might you be a friend of Lance? Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pouts. His girlfriend? Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends, and we're not lovers or anything. Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. But I guess that's how people are going to see it, so I should just accept it. It is right, Bob. She just licked it. I even got this ring as a present from... Oh my god. You know what she reminds me of? A cartoon character. May I inquire as to why you were here? I haven't been able to get contact with Lance lately, and I began to get really worried, sob. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for making it through all of this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped? No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true. Oh, Lance. I can't believe you've been spirited away. I wonder how you're doing right now. Looks like she's gone back to the fair maiden in love routine. So, Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here? Well, we found a body, so we should look into the murder. My men brought me up to speed over the radio, and I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing. I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you. I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. Hey, you waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect now. Suspect? Who? Oh, that guy. Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us. What? Sir, I had nothing to do with it, sir. Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins? Ha! I'll leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job, after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom. That's your answer? I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. God, everybody in this universe is terrible at their job. All you have to do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets. Well, that's also precisely how you unnecessarily arrest innocent people by mistake. Innocent people? Nonsense. There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts. That's tyranny. I won't allow such a thing to go on unchecked before my eyes. Heh, too bad you don't call the shots around here. As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. That you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation. Have you no honor as a member of law enforcement? You, how dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu? Hold it. Laugh. You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. Lang Zi says every pack has its own rules. If you can play by their rules and come out on top, that is a true victory. Alright, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic. Shi Long Lang's logic. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I could say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured that much out, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Oh god, my voice, hold on. Ah, excuse me, had to clear my throat. With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins, isn't that right? That is your reasoning. Solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment. What's the philosophy of detainment? Ah, you don't know? In that case, pay attention, girlie. In my country, the criminals have a saying, beware of the wolf. Why the wolf? Because in my language, Lang means wolf, and you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor Lang Zi. You'd think I would have heard of him in his teachings if he is that famous. Lang Z developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, the Zhangfa police still train its recruits using his philosophies. But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale. Anything wears down and breaks over time. Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world? You want to put it to a test? Rebuttal. Seen a lot of bodies, that's fair. Shot a single glance, we've guessed the same thing. I mean, that's probably true. We're in Japan, right? I'm gonna press this just in case.
Hold it!
It would appear you've studied a little of our laws. Studied who needs to study what every child on every street corner already knows. It's that Sheena. The Federal Firearms Restriction Act. That's it. The Federal Firearms Restriction Act. I heard it's not easy to get a gun these days. Okay, so she tracks information. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement.
Hold it!
And that's the case, there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to, I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh? Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. How did you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time? That's because each and every one of them are my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. So how do you know that Meekins' gun was fired? But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey you, show me your gun. Oh. What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden? Gun. What did you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already. Sir, I lost my gun, sir. How could you be so irresponsible? LOL. In the end, it looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. You're the one who waited here outside the garage to ambush and kill the victim. So you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Yeah, he didn't wait here because we saw his footprints. Well, we had two things, don't we? Oh wait. Oh, I don't have footprints. I thought I had footprints as evidence. Shit. But we also know Home Dude didn't die here because the crime scene is too clean. So it wouldn't make sense to wait here for him. He was killed somewhere else and brought here.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that is simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean? Ayah! So you did notice that there was too little blood. Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't a crime scene. And if it was, your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight. Grr. Ha 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 ha. Not bad. I see your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that officer was hanging out around here in the first place? Weird, how so? Hey you, your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk. But sir, I really did take a walk, sir. You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligation so lightly? Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something? Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir. Save me the way you did earlier, please, sir. Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened. Sir, not you too. Alright, now Meekins' testimony. which will come next time. Save. So with that, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.